Greetings and welcome to Sexy Voices of Hollywood with your hosts Robert Taylor and
Yayoi Winfrey.
Every other week on this show, we'll present another sexy voice of Hollywood.
This week's guest is Robert Tathon Clements. Besides having a sexy Hollywood voice, Robert is also an actor, director, and writer. Robert played Daddy Joe in the original shoot for Watermelon Sushi, by the way. He's also performed on stage in the award-winning play Bronzeville. You can find out more about Robert by checking out his links.
Those links will be posted on our YouTube page, Sexy Voices of Hollywood. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm honored.
Robert, why did you start using Tathon in your name? Does it have some significance?
It does. The way you say, hi, Yayoi. How you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you?
Good. It's so good to talk to you. It's been a long time. But, I always try to keep up with what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have any significance in that it's a matter of legality. When you're in a union like Screen Actors Guild, which is also called SAG, there can only be one person using the same name. So, under those circumstances, like Vanessa, there are two Vanessa Williams who are actors. The one who came later, the one who joined Screen Actors Guild second, was the winner of the Miss America pageant. But when she became an actress and got into the Screen Actors Guild, she had to add the L to her name, Vanessa L. Williams, because there was one already registered with the Screen Actors Guild. So there is another Robert Clements that is associated with the Screen Actors Guild, so I have to include my middle name, Tathon, which is a name that I got from my uncle, my mother's brother, my favorite uncle, my closest uncle, and his name was Robert Tathon Griffin. So I was given his name, and that's where I got it from. I don't know where Tathon came from. Actually, when I was growing up, it sounded too common, so of course when anybody asked me, I said it was Tathon, so I was Robert Tathon Clements. So, so it's been over the years, but it's actually good to now kind of go back full circle by using that name, because it's really part of me and my family.
That's different.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, and I asked my uncle before he died where they got it from, but nobody seems to know. His father named him, so I don't know what the story was.
Well, it sounds very creative, and you're a creative person, so it fits.
Definitely.
I try my best.
So, Robert, how did you get started in show business?
Wow, that is a four-pronged explanation. I had always done, church plays and that kind of stuff, and when I went to college, they had a theater department there, so I took theater classes and performed in about 10 plays while I was there. But I never thought of it as a profession. My father and mother were not college graduates. They had menial jobs, and their thing was working hard and maintaining a family steadiness. So I never thought of it as a profession because I knew it was going to be stable. So I went to work for IBM after college. But about the 10th year of working for IBM and really not liking it too much, very sterile, very, I have to say, racist, and I can qualify that by saying my uncle who worked for IBM was in the EEO, the Equal Opportunity Division, and his whole thing was dealing with discrimination suits around the country. And let me tell you, he was never home.
Wow.
So at about the 10th year at IBM, my father died suddenly, 61 years old.
Sorry to hear that.
Manual labor all his life. He always worked 2 jobs. Sometimes he had 3 jobs, which was amazing to me. And at 61, just as he's about to retire, all the kids are gone, he's going to kick the bucket like that. And it kind of got me thinking that I didn't want to pursue the same line. So I decided I was going to do what I wanted to do, and so I resigned from my IBM, and with my little background in college of doing plays and things like that, I decided I was going to do what I wanted to do. So I resigned from IBM and became an actor. one of those and proceeded to do things. I got on Guiding Light. I was doing a soap for, about a year, doing different kinds of commissioners and police chiefs and firemen, stuff like that, recurring roles. I was in a newsroom for about 6 months in a recurring role.
You were playing a newscaster?
I was playing, one of the reporters.
Oh.
And so that was over a year period. And of course, my mother, at that time, she thought I was crazy for leaving IBM, because that's where her brother worked. And, my brother, her brother got all the other kids into IBM, so that was, that was the thing. That was the step up the ladder. But, and so when I became an actor, of course, she didn't like that. But as soon as I got on the Guiding Light, I was mortified. I was just thoroughly mortified there, because, all the women are churchgoers and always asking, when is Bob going to be on TV? And so it was, that got me over the hook with her. So.
The Guiding Light, you said.
People call that stories instead of soap operas. I know I have friends that call that stories. I got to go home and watch my stories today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, no, they didn't call it soap opera. They call them stories. My mother, the stories are on.
The Guiding Light, that sounds like you took a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they got canceled a couple of years ago. Like, soap operas getting canceled, it was unheard of, but they've canceled quite a few of them now.
True.
The Guiding Light, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Robert, you've been featured in about maybe 50 plays and about 30 different movies. Can you tell us about some of your award-winning roles that you've had?
Well, most people don't think of L.A. as a theater place. Actually, it's really not. It's, film and TV. For actors, they come here for theater and TV unless you're doing Broadway. You go and stay in New York, but you have to come out here. But I've landed I have quite a few theater roles that I'm really proud of. And when I first got out here, I started with theater group and done independent things. Let me see. Let me say, currently, I'm associated with the Roby Theater Company. The Roby Theater Company was co-founded by Danny Glover and Dennis Guillory, who, and it's amazing, they just had a 25-year anniversary of Color Purple. And while Ben Guillory, who co-founded this group, wasn't there, he was the guy that was Shook's old man, had the light skin and a pencil-thin mustache and had the clean car that they all got away from, from Danny Glover. And that's Ben Guillory.
Okay.
And he co-founded the Roby Theater Company, and so I've done like 6 pieces with them, and all of those pieces were award-winning with the NAACP Theater Awards.
Wow.
The thing I love about this company is that they do, very, very topical things and things that uplift the black community and people of color. The first, what they really turned my head with was when they decided to do a trilogy of the Haitian Revolution. And which Danny Glover is very, fond of that story. And Danny Glover's trying to make a movie about it. But so there was a trilogy written by a brother named Levy Simon, who wrote the hell out of this trilogy about the history of Haiti that nobody knows.
Yeah.
And so...
1804 Revolution.
I'm sorry?
The 1804 Revolution.
It's the only successful black slavery